Hello, my name is Shirley Valandra, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the United States. I was introduced to Stampin' Up! And its products about 24 years ago when I was pregnant with my son, and I am still creating today. I became an independent demonstrator about 3 years ago simply to support all my buying habits. When I first heard about and committed to doing the Multicultural Stamping Day, I was both very excited and very anxious. Very excited because I get to share my culture with the world while doing two things I love, creating and stamping. But also very anxious because I've never done anything like this before and I am not tech savvy. So please be kind and no judging. As I said before, I'm from the United States. I am from the state of New York and a small city in the westernmost part of the state called Salamanca. Salamanca is completely opposite of New York City, if you know where that is. So this is where my culture comes in. The city of Salamanca is the only city in the entire world on an Indian reservation, and I live on that reservation. I am Native American, more specifically Seneca. My son and daughter are enrolled members of the Seneca Nation, and my husband is also Native American, but he is Lakota. Here is a map of New York State. The Seneca Nation of Indians has 3 reservations: the Allegheny Indian Reservation, where I live, the Oil Spring, and the Cattaraugus Reservation. Unlike many other nations, the Seneca Nation of Indians owns its own territories. We are unique as well because we are one of only 3 federally recognized Native American Indian tribes in the United States. We have nearly 8,000 enrolled members currently. The Seneca have a proud and rich history. They were the largest of 5 Native American tribes residing in the northeastern United States. The 5 tribes were all warring against each other, but were eventually transformed into peaceful allies. The 5 tribes were the Seneca, the Cayuga, the Onondaga, the Oneida, and the Mohawk. These 5 tribes were brought together by a Huron prophet and Hiawatha, a Mohawk medicine man, to form the Iroquois Confederacy. They thought that uniting themselves would be a much better idea than fighting. A 6th tribe, the Tuscarora, migrated up from the Carolinas to the northeastern part of the United States and eventually joined the Iroquois Confederacy. You may have heard the Iroquois Confederacy referred to as the Iroquois League, or maybe the 5 Nations or 6 Nations. The Seneca became renowned for their sophisticated skills at diplomacy and oratory, and their willingness to unite with the other tribes to form the Iroquois Confederacy. The Confederacy is said to have inspired the formation of the United States of America and its democracy. The Seneca, because of where they're situated in the state of New York, are also called the Keeper of the Western Door because we are at the westernmost part of the 6 nations. And in the Seneca language, we are referred to as the Onondaga, or the Great Hill People. The Seneca lived in longhouses, which were large houses up to 100 feet in length that could house up to 20 families. The longhouses were built on riversides, and the villages were heavily fortified with wooden stake fences. They relied heavily on agriculture for food. The women would grow, tend, and harvest the food. Common foods were corn, beans, and squash, which were called the 3 Sisters. These were staples of the Seneca people. They also collected berries and other fruits and made syrup from the abundance of maple trees. The men were hunters and fishers. They were highly skilled at warfare and were considered fierce adversaries. In 1848, the majority of Senecas chose to abandon the traditional chieftain system of government to accept the elective form still used today. We have our own constitution, which provides an executive branch, a legislative branch, and a judicial branch. We have a president, a treasurer and clerk, as well as a tribal council, a peacemaker, appellate and surrogate courts. Senecas were made citizens in 1924, not too long ago. Our society is matrilineal, with the bloodline being passed down by the mother. Women are held in very high regard, possessing power and responsibility to their clan and their tribe. Clans are the Seneca's traditional social unit and are groups of families that share a common ancestry, female ancestry. Clans are divided into two categories, birds and animals. This is our Seneca Nation flag, and it depicts the clans as well as the three territories. You can see here there's the Allegheny, the Oil Spring, and the Cattaraugus territory. And then we also have our clans. Again, they are divided into bird and animal. The four bird clans are the deer, hawk, heron, and snipe. And the four animal clans are the turtle, beaver, wolf, and bear. I am of the bear clan, as well as my son and daughter. Today, the Seneca Nation supports its own people and benefits surrounding communities with a variety of cultural, educational, and economic efforts. We have a world-class gaming facility which provides hospitality and entertainment. This is the casino on the Allegheny Reservation. There are also other casinos throughout the state of New York. We have the Seneca Iroquois National Museum on the Allegheny Territory. Both the Cattaraugus and Allegheny Reservation have their own medical, dental, vision, and behavioral health clinics. Cattaraugus and Allegheny have their fire departments, along with marshals, ambulance services, and EMTs. And both the Allegheny and Cattaraugus Reservation have their own community centers. This is mine in Allegheny. It has an indoor and outdoor pool, a gymnasium with a walking track, an indoor lacrosse arena, a workout room, as well as an education wing where classes and extracurricular activities can be held. Culture and values here remain strong. Language, storytelling, music, art, dance, and sports are all vital aspects of our culture and continue. Language programs for all ages are offered to protect our native language. Lacrosse and snow snake are still played and enjoyed by all ages. And we have many artisans who continue with our traditional crafts, such as beadwork, just like my earrings, and this gorgeous beaded bolo tie. Corn husk doll making, basketry. Artisans also continue with bone carving, painting, as well as making their regalia for powwows and ceremony. This is my daughter's regalia, traditional Seneca regalia that my friend made, and she made a matching corn husk doll. It's just gorgeous. The Seneca have many festivals revolving around the planting and harvesting of crops. One such festival is the Strawberry Festival, which is held in mid-June when the first fruit of the year, a wild strawberry, ripens. Strawberries are considered a gift from the Creator for their health benefits and also a renewed promise of mercy and kindness. It is a welcome delight after the long, harsh winter months of eating dried foods. Strawberries are used to flavor just about all foods and drinks. Some were eaten immediately, some were mashed and mixed with maize to make strawberry bread, and then some was mashed and dried in strips called strawberry leather to be used later in cooking. The juice or strawberry water was known to promote health and well-being and was used in various ceremonies. Medicinal teas were also made from the leaves and roots of the plant to help heal such ailments as diarrhea and inflamed achy joints. You'll find strawberries depicted on t-shirts like this one here. And through COVID, you could find them on masks. When I saw that Stampin' Up! Was offering the sweet strawberry stamp set along with the matching strawberry punch, I knew without a doubt that I was ordering it and using it to make cards and other craft items to share with other Seneca people in my area. So now I'm going to turn the camera down and I can show you what we are going to be making today. I have made a card with a matching envelope and a little purse filled with chocolate strawberries. So for this project, like I said, we are going to be using the sweet strawberry stamp set along with the strawberry builder punch. So let's go ahead and put these aside. Okay, so, and because the sweet strawberry set is photopolymer, it's real important that we go ahead and use the Stampin' Pierce mat. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do, I'm going to move some of this out of the way. We're going to start with the card. And we have an 8.5 by 11 piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock, which I am going to score at 4 1/4. And then cut in half at 5 1/2. So this is the base of our card. And then we need to cut the very delightful piece. And that needs to be 4 by 5 1/4. And then I believe that is all we need the paper trimmer for at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and fold and use my bone folder to make a nice crisp crease. And we have that. And now I'm going to go ahead and bring in the big shot. I don't have the new fancy thing yet. And we are going to go ahead and use our dies and get all of our pieces cut out. Okay, so we have those pieces. Now we need to do some stamping. So I've got some scraps here. And when you're looking at your strawberry builder punch, you just have to remember to stamp the way you would put it into the punch. So I know some people are really good at this, and I mess up quite often when I do this, but that's okay. It's a learning process. So for the card, we need 3 strawberries. And then for the purse, we need 1 strawberry. So 4 strawberries. We also need 4 stems. And we're going to need 3 leaves. And then I have the flowers on the front and on the back for decoration. So let's go ahead. And I'm using the Poppy Parade. Oh, and I forgot. Luckily that worked okay, but I forgot my Stampin' Pierce mat. Let's get that in there. It just makes for a better image. I'm going to spread this out just a bit. Okay. And then clean that off before I forget. And then for this, I'm actually going to stamp off so we get the lighter version of the Poppy Parade. So stamp off just once, and without getting my head too much in the way. Pretty good. And stamp off. I was trying not to stamp off before, and it was so dark I could hardly even see the detail in the strawberry, which I like to see. Okay, clean that off. And we're going to close our Poppy Parade up. Okay, and I love these punches. These are wonderful. So I'm going to put it in there, line it up best you can. And I'm going to flip it over, otherwise you have strawberry pieces, leaves and flowers and everything flying up in your face. And I'm going to do another one. Okay. So there we have 2 of the 4 strawberries we need. And just to save time, I went ahead and cut some and put some stems on them, so those would be all ready. Okay. Now we're going to break out our Granny Apple Green ink pad. And we are going to now do some leaves. I want the outline first. And again, you need 3 of these. I'm just going to do 2 now. And I did the same thing with the leaves. I stamped off. And then, this is hard without getting your head in the camera. Not too bad. Stamp off. And then bring out my Does anybody still have these scissors from Stampin' Up? I bet I bought these about 24 years ago. It's probably one of the first purchases I made from Stampin' Up. Okay, so line this up, flip it over, punch it. We'll do this one. Okay. That one and that one. And of course, I went ahead and did some others just in case something happened. Okay, and then we need we need our little stems. If you guys do not have a simple chamois, simply chamois, this wonderful thing, get yourself one. It is wonderful for cleaning these stamps. It's so quick. Okay, so now we need 4 of the leaves. And if you look at the punch, it's positioned over here, like on its side. So that's important when you're lining it up. Or when you're stamping it, actually. So we'll do that. And then another one. Okay. And again, just like with the other ones, I'm going to stamp off. Now this is the one that I have trouble lining up without getting my head in there. So excuse my head in there. Stamp off. Okay, that's not as great, but good enough. Okay. And so I'm going to start with this farthest one. Okay, and one more. Okay. So we have that, and uh-oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's clean up. Okay, so we have our strawberries, our leaves, and I believe except for, oh, we have to do flowers too. I forgot about the flowers. So all we have to do is the outline of the flower though. We're going to do it in Granny Apple Green. Line this one up. Under pressure here, it's making me nervous. All right. Okay, I'm just going to do one of those and I believe that, yes, I have enough of all the extras over here, just trying to save some time. So I'm going to put that punch away. And that's all the stamping we're going to do for right now. This is the Stampin' Right Daffodil Delight that I am just going to, as you can see on these flowers, oh, wrong end. Just go ahead and put a little color in the middle. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble the card. So here we have our Granny Apple Green. It is the 4.5 by 5 1/4. It was 8.5, but we scored it at 4 1/4. So this is our card base. Then we'll have this, our scalloped contoured die cutout, and then we'll layer everything else. So I am going to be using my, I can't even find it, my Stampin' Seal. This is not good. Okay, well, how about we go ahead and use our liquid multi-glue, considering I have no idea where my Stampin' Seal is at the moment. So this is the Berry Delightful DSP. I'm going to put that down. And on this one, I actually stamped the sentiment, "That was so sweet," right from the Sweet Strawberry set. But for this one, I'm going to do something different, and I'm not going to need to stamp. Otherwise, I would do that first before adhering it. Okay. And then what I did for the leaves, I just kind of set them up. Just eyeballed where I think they should go and then put the strawberries right above them. So I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue again, just a little bit. A little goes a long way on these things. So I'm going to put that one right here. Then this one. I'll put this one down here. There, just like that. And then we'll use two that I've already put the stems on, but these are pretty simple. What I used for the stem, you can use anything you want. You can use glue dots, or the multi-purpose glue for this. Just put a little on. And stick it down. And then for each one of the strawberries, I use dimensionals, just to give it a little dimension and a little lift. Huh, I guess that's why they call them dimensionals. They give a little dimension. I'll stick that there. And then do that one. And then one more. I think I want a little bit. There. Okay. So, instead of putting a sentiment in English, I decided to go ahead and put a sentiment in Seneca. This is Nyawe. It is thank you in Seneca. And so I printed that out, and I'm gonna adhere that right in there. Actually, I think maybe it might be better down there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it down there instead so it's not so pushed up in there. Put some dimensionals. And I know that Stephanie has made a document for us, and I do know that Nyawe is on, I believe, page 3. Again, Nyawe means thank you. Okay, and then the last thing, well, 2 more things for this card. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and, while I'm thinking of it, because I tend to forget to do this, is to put that on the inside. Now, I don't always put something on the inside, especially if it's light enough that when you write on it, you'll be able to see it okay. But I thought this would be nice to match the front and the back, the front and the inside. I really do like these new scalloped contour dies. Okay. Now, rhinestones. And I'm sure you probably already know, but if you don't, this was very exciting to me. You can color your rhinestones with your Stampin' Blend markers. So I'm using the Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blend marker, the brush tip, and all you have to do is color them. There. Give them some color. You can make them any color that you have a Stampin' Blend marker for. And take my trusty tweezers. Oh, that's not good. Oh no. Okay, well that shows you exactly why you're supposed to wait till it dries. That's okay. I was told once that you always had to have an odd number, so I have to make sure I put another one on. So we'll just stick that down in there. It's the one that caused me all the trouble. And let's go ahead and get another dimensional. And we're just going to add a flower to the front. There, perfect. That's exactly what I meant to do. Don't tell anyone. Okay. So I love that little card. That's adorable. Very easy. So that is our finished card. Now you can never send a card without an envelope. So, well, obviously you can never send a card without an envelope. With a decorated envelope, that's better. So get out our Granny Apple Green stamp pad again, ink pad. Our photopolymer stamp needs the Stampin' Pierce mat underneath for a good clean image. I'm going to make sure I have it right. I can't tell you how many times I've done it upside down. And then I'm going to stamp it off just a little bit. Good. And then again, I'm going to take my Stampin' Right marker and just give the insides just a little bit of color. There. So there we have the card in the envelope over here. Now, let's go ahead and make our little purse. And as you can see for the strawberries, all I did was take the little stem and glue it on the Dove Milk Chocolate. That was easy peasy, and these are so cute. Okay, so we cut out the 2 pieces of Granny Apple Green cardstock with the all dressed up dies, 2 of the purse and 2 of the strap. And I don't know if you saw what I did earlier, but I have to cut this down just a hair because I messed it up. Okay. So on these, there's tons of score lines. So we're just going to crease it on the score lines and use our trusty bone folder to make some nice creases in it. And as you can see, you can make your purse, you can push them in or let them come out more like a tote. More like a purse, more like a tote bag. Then I am going to go ahead and use my tear and tape, because this seems to work the best for me. I'll take my bone folder and make sure it's nice and stuck in there. And again, you can leave it like that so it goes out, or you can fold it in. It's really whatever your preference is. Okay, now for the straps. I took my bone folder and I kind of just ran it along the paper, kind of to break up the fibers a little bit so it's not as stiff and I can bend it. Same thing over here. Just like curling ribbon in the old days. So I'm going to go ahead and again use just little pieces of tear and tape because I find that it holds well. I think the glue holds really well as too, the Tombow glue, but you have to hold it for a while and I don't want to hold it. I'm just going to double it right there. Same thing over here. Take that off. There. Whoop. Okay. So I'm going to attach it right here. And then bring it around here. So there we go. Got our first handle. And the same thing over here, a little tearing tape. Almost did it wrong. I made it a little big by accident, so I just flip it back over. Okay, stick it on there, bring it around, attach it there. There we go. Okay, now we just have to assemble. For here, all we're going to do is actually take a strawberry, put some dimensionals on, we're going to use some Tombow glue. Stick that on our box. And of course, you can decorate both sides if you want. And I just did the one. Stick our little cute strawberry on. I love that strawberry. And then the last thing we need to do is just attach our flowers. I'll put one here. And you can use glue dots, because here I have to actually hold for a second, not too long. There. And I put two on the back. Just for more decoration. And then, ooh, I almost thought I ran out of flowers. There. Then you have your little strawberries. And then the card that says thank you in Seneca, Nyawe. And then the card that says that was so sweet of you. Okay, I think I made it through. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about my culture and the stamping demonstration that I did for you today. Thank you for your time. Have a good rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the demonstrations and talks.